My boss said, if you think you can do it better, start your own firm. So I did. 3 months later, he applied for a job there. I'd been the top architect at Morrison & Cole for 6 years, brought in 40% of our clients, never missed a deadline, won 2 industry awards that had the company name on them, not mine. But every time I suggested we modernize our outdated software or actually listen to clients instead of pushing cookie-cutter designs, my boss Richard would laugh. You're just a designer, Carter. I'm the businessman. That's why I sit in this office and you sit in that cubicle. He said this in front of clients, in meetings, once at the company Christmas party after 3 drinks. The worst part? I believed him. I thought maybe I really was just good at drawing pretty buildings and didn't understand the real business side. The breaking point came when I landed the Riverside Development Project, a 2-M'd or mixed-use complex, our biggest client in 5 years. I worked 80-hour weeks for 3 months, redid the designs 4 times because the client kept changing their vision. I didn't complain, I made it work. The final presentation was flawless. The client loved it. Richard took full credit, stood there in his $3,000 suit, introduced himself as the lead architect, shook hands like he'd done all the work. I sat in the back of the conference room and said nothing. When I confronted him privately after, he didn't even look up from his phone. What did you expect? A gold star? My name is on the door, Carter. That means I get the credit. That's how the world works. I told him that wasn't fair, that I deserved recognition for my work. He finally looked at me, smiled. If you think you can do it better, start your own firm. Oh wait, you don't have the balls or the brains for that. I quit the next morning, cleaned out my desk before anyone arrived, left my key card on his desk with a sticky note that just said, thanks for the motivation. I emptied my savings account, $47,000, everything I had, rented the cheapest office space I could find, a 400 square foot room above a nail salon. My desk was from IKEA. My chair squeaked, but it was mine. I called every client I'd ever worked with, the ones who actually knew my name, who'd asked for me specifically on projects, who'd sent thank you emails that Richard never forwarded to me. Turns out they'd been waiting for this. Finally, one of them said, we always hated dealing with Richard. We only stayed because of you. My first project was a small residential redesign, $15,000. I cried when they signed the contract. By week 6, I had 4 active projects. By week 8, I hired my first employee, Jessica, a recent grad who reminded me of myself 6 years ago. Talented, hungry, underestimated. By month 3, I had 8 projects running and 3 more in the pipeline. I'd moved to a real office, had actual furniture, a coffee machine that didn't sound like it was dying. That's when I started hearing things through the industry grapevine. Morrison & Cole lost the Riverside Development Project. The client pulled out, said they wanted to go in a different creative direction. They came to me. Then they lost 2 more major clients. Both came to me. Richard had tried to handle projects himself. Apparently, he wasn't as good at the actual architecture part as he thought. Then I got an email through our careers page. Subject, application for senior architect position. I almost deleted it. We weren't hiring, but something made me click. The resume loaded. Richard Morrison. I read it twice to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. 15 years of experience leading architectural teams, proven track record of client acquisition and retention, skilled in project management and design oversight. His cover letter was even better. I believe my extensive experience managing top-tier talent and overseeing multi-million-dollar projects would be invaluable to your rapidly growing firm. I'm impressed by what you've built and would welcome the opportunity to contribute to your continued success. I sat there for a full 5 minutes, just staring at the screen. I printed the application, the resume, the cover letter, all 6 pages, framed them, hung them in my private office right above my desk where I could see them every single day. Then I crafted my response. 1 line. Unfortunately, you're just a businessman. That's why I sit in this office. Hit send. He never replied. I never heard from him again. Last I checked, Morrison & Cole shut down 8 months later.